Welcome back to the TOWKA Talks podcast. Today I am joined by somebody who I actually met years ago, and it was an unfamiliar place, and I thought it would be really cool having him on, sharing his life story, and then how we connected, and anything else that may be inspirational to him that he thinks would be beneficial and inspiring to somebody watching this episode. So go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the people a little bit about how you grew up, and then obviously how you and I connected, and then anything else that comes to mind.
My name is Triston Hornbeck. Kind of grew up, born in Texas, kind of raised and lived the majority of my life in Louisiana. We definitely moved quite often. Um, some things were a little hard doing that, trying to learn and meet new people, going to new schools. I think we've moved probably 5, 6 times. So it was kind of hard, but you get used to meeting new people and dealing with the situations that you're stuck in, trying to make the best out of them. I met TOWKA, Jonathan, in the Air Force and Med Surge. It was definitely not really the place that you'd expect to meet somebody that you'd end up having such a good connection with, and then to become real good friends. It was kind of tough. Um, there was some times in there where I definitely struggled a lot with just, I thought the military was exactly what I was supposed to do. I've dreamed about it since, I was probably in 5th, 6th grade. That's all I've ever wanted to do. And so just to know that you're getting sent home for really kind of stupid reasons, it was definitely tough. But the good thing is that being in there, it definitely got me so much closer to God. I wasn't in the Bible nowhere near as much as I should have been and would have liked to have been, but getting in there, I mean, you don't really have much to do. That's all you either try to work out in what ways you can, or you're writing or you're reading. And so I definitely it got me so much closer to God being in there. And I think maybe that was the plan. Maybe it just didn't work out, but he needed me to get to a place where I was isolated and to kind of get away from all the outside noise, no distractions, and just being able to be in his word and just kind of grow that relationship, and to help speak it into other people. And so, like, I think I literally have probably read half the Bible in the almost 2 months of being in there. Um, I mean, it definitely helped me out a lot. It helped me grow. And then meeting you in there, and then knowing that you're the same way as far as just being in the Word and being that godly man, that Medhole could be such a depressing place. And I know for a lot of people it was. And just to have guys like you and Martinez and a few of the other ones, just it never seemed depressing after that. It just seemed like it was. There's a lot of days even now that I kind of miss Medhold, just for the fact of just that brothership that we've had. That, I mean, you spend so much time with each other and just being in the Word, and just kind of not having the outside noise and distractions to distract you from what. I mean, I feel like God was talking to me a lot in there, and now I hear it's a little bit difficult, I guess, in a way, to actually try to get away from the distractions and kind of just get into that moment and just be in His Word and in His presence. And Medhold was the first time that I've ever prayed over anybody. And then we started those group prayers every evening right before lights out. And I feel like it helped a lot of the guys in there. And once y'all left, it just kept it going. So I hope that it still is going on even now. But I know y'all leaving, especially you leaving, was definitely hard. Uh, that that was very difficult because we gotten so close. I feel like in there, and it was just very difficult. But I don't know if you remember Sam Broff.
Mhm.
Um, Once I found out that I was actually going home and actually leaving, he was kind of like how me and you were when I left. I mean, it devastated him. But after we got out and he sent me a message on Snapchat, I believe, and told me he got out and how he was doing. And I think it was a few months after that, he actually told me that he got baptized because of what we were doing in med surge or med hold. And that's just something that it's just a whole nother feeling that you can just speak his word and just share his message with someone else, and then they just take it and just kind of like planting that seed and watching it grow. Um, it definitely helped me out once I got out. It was still difficult because I felt like it was, I feel like I disappointed a lot of people, myself mostly, but I guess being in there and just being in the Word and being with you guys like, to kind of help guide me on that right path and keep me positive. It definitely helped me once I got out. Um, I was much more in a better place getting out than when I was going into it. I went on a walk to Emmaus, and I don't know if anybody else has been or if you've looked into it, but that was just a unbelievable moment, and I don't think I would have ever gone on it had I not gone through all that with the Air Force, because you kind of get out of your comfort zone a lot being in there, and so it definitely helped me out, and just my relationship with my wife and my family, it's made a big difference and a huge impact, just that change. And I mean, there's a lot of things I still struggle with now, just new situations that come up, and just everyday stuff that we all deal with. But yeah, being in there and just kind of being in God's word and everything, it just, there's a lot of times I still have to remind myself to be that person that I was when I was in there and when I got out, um, to continue to do better and be better. Uh, got 2 kids now, and one is just turned 1, and we're having her birthday party Saturday. And then of course got my oldest, and he will be 4 in 4 months. So time has definitely flown by. It seems like. Um, I would definitely say that for people that are struggling and going through things, I know it's difficult right now in this moment, but if you just continue to pray and just to be in His Word and surround yourself with good people, godly people, and just continue to pray and just to even whatever it is you're going through, to talk to somebody that you feel comfortable with. You'd be amazed on how, I guess, how good you would feel afterwards and how much it actually helps. Um, it's There's been a lot of days where I've needed that, even now, and uh, I just continue to try to be in His Word as much as I can, and just to try to be the best that I can, especially for my wife and my two kids, to show them that whatever it is that you're going through, you're not going through it alone. He's always right there with you every step of the way, and He's not going to throw you anything at you that you can't conquer and that you can't overcome. He's not going to give you more than what you can handle. Um, it's it's definitely been eye opening. I will say that. Um, there's things like that I'm going through now. Even my wife having lupus and things not. That's a little tough. It's tough that to see someone not doing good and knowing that there's not much that you can physically do. I just continue praying that everything goes good and things will get better, and just try to keep positive and keep her positive in the hard moments and the tough times. Um, I will say that just going through stuff like that, you really realize, and it just opens your eyes to what truly matters, and just not to take life for granted, not to take every day for granted. Nothing is. There's a lot of people that are going through things that are a lot worse than what we're going through, and I mean the only thing I can say is the best thing that I know that's, at least for me, is to just continue to pray about it. Um, I mean, that's really, I feel like, all that I feel like I can do at this point. Um, I know she's with lupus. I know you get these flare ups, and it could just be anything that triggers these, and like your joints and everything just starts hurting. Whether it's what you eat or I think even stress and just all kinds of things could cause these triggers. And I know the more severe they are, the harder it is on their body. Um, I know we're right now figuring out and trying to figure out uh, if her kidneys are not, if they're functioning right. Um, so it's been tough to even just to keep a brave face and a strong face, even for her and even for my kids. And it's definitely tough.
Do you feel like with all that you've been through, obviously before you had kids, and before Bailey's diagnosis and everything, that it's brought you even closer to God? Like, do you feel like your relationship with Him has been strained at all as a result of the hardships that you've had to endure these last few years, especially?
I think there's been times where it has been kind of strained, um, but I don't blame God for anything that happens or that's going on. Um, before a year before I went into the Air Force, my grandpa passed away, and at that point, the my relationship with God wasn't as strong as it is now, and it definitely I kept asking why. Um, I shut down. I didn't even talk to anybody. I wouldn't even talk to my own wife. Um, it was pretty bad. Um, but I think the what I went through with the Air Force and getting out and just the things that I have had to deal with and go through. Uh, if this things like this would have happened before then, I don't know how I would be reacted. I don't know that. I don't think I'd be in a more kind of an understanding place. Um, I don't blame him for anything that happens. Um, I sometimes wonder why things happen, but I just keep reminding myself that it's his plan with whatever happens in our lives. He's already has it planned out, and as though it may be very difficult and very hard, I just got to look at the fact that if you're going through something this hard now, it's just preparing you for something down the road. And as hard as it may be now, it may be worth it in the end, whatever that may be. Um, yeah, it may just make you stronger to be able to handle what's going to come at you or what me and her might have to go through or our family has to go through. Or I just think it's a lesson and it's a teachable moment to again just not take anything for granted, not to take to live every day as if it was your last day, or to live your day and just to be with the people that you love and just to make every memory and every moment count. Because
Oh, good. Sorry.
I, I was gonna say you're just not guaranteed tomorrow. None of us are. We don't know what tomorrow is gonna bring us. We don't even know what the rest of the day might even bring us. But I know before I ever even met Bailey, I was in a bad relationship, and there were moments that crossed my mind of suicide. I don't think I ever would have gone through with it, but I'd be lying if the thoughts never crossed my mind. And I will say that nothing after going through that and just kind of what I've learned since then is that there's nothing in this world that is worth taking your own life, or whatever it is that you're dealing with in general. Just there's nothing in this world that can amount to you doing damage to yourself in any way. Um, it's to even think back now that even having those thoughts is just, it's weird, I guess, because I couldn't see myself ever doing that, or going through with it. And especially now having a wife and having my own family, like, it does more damage for your loved ones and than it does yourself. I kind of, I know it's a touchy subject, but I kind of feel like it's a selfish thing to do. And just the fact of, again, just nothing in this world is that bad, especially once if you have that relationship with God. Um, I, there's been, I don't know, it's definitely been, a lot has changed from before the Air Force and before my relationship with God. Um, I wasn't in the right mindset. I wasn't hanging out with the right people, and to see where I was and how far I've come is just, it's crazy to think that so much can change and how much you can change, especially just having that relationship.
Uh, in closing, Tristan, what's one piece of advice that you would like to give to somebody watching this who may be going through something similar, whether it's military related, having a loved one going through some type of illness or disease, or just internal battles that they're struggling with? What's one last thing you want to leave with the audience?
I would say to actually go and talk to somebody, talk to someone that you trust, just someone that, I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'd actually just sit down and whatever it is that you're going through, whether it's uh, things not working out in the military, or in just your careers, or whether you're going through, you yourself are going through some kind of illness, or family member or someone you're real close to, stay in the word, continue to pray, and just to be able just to talk to somebody, because holding in your feelings and what you're thinking is going to do more harm than it does good. I definitely have learned that, and you'd be amazed at just letting someone know how you're feeling and just kind of what you're going through, and they can help you out, even if it's just listening. You'd be amazed at how much better you feel just having somebody there to that you can talk to. So that's what, if I had to give any advice, it would just be to continue to pray, build that relationship with God, and stay in His Word, because His Word is definitely life changing. Everything that we're going through in this world and in this life, there's something in that Bible that's going to help you get through every situation that you go through. So that's what I would.
Motivational, bro. Yeah. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode with Triston, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you can relate or any piece of advice that you would like to give to somebody else who may be going through something similar. I want to thank him from the bottom of my heart. Like he said, we've known each other for a few years and we were both in a really dark, deep pit of despair and going through a lot of things back then. And we obviously have come out on the other side and are better men and men of faith as a result. If you haven't checked out the last podcast episode, please go check that out. The link will be in the description below. And until next time, I'll see y'all on the other side.